Why do so many subscribers never use the products that they receive as part of their subscription and then quit so quickly? Hi, I'm Robert Skrob, and this is the video series that's all about how to make your subscription be unleavable. Hello and welcome. Before we dive in, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you're able to get these videos on an ongoing basis. And also like the episode. That makes it more easy to find for others who are in the subscription business. Getting subscribers to engage with your subscription is the number one key to retention within the subscription business. Within the 9 proven models for exponential subscription growth, if we look at the access model for subscription businesses like Costco, where you pay a subscription in order to access the store, spend millions of dollars in order to get their subscribers to engage and use the store to consume their products. VIP type subscriptions, that's the next one here in the list, such as Disney 23, the official fan club for Disney. They spend all kinds of money trying to get their consumers to actually use their VIP services. Similar to like AMC Stubs, if people aren't going to the movie theater, they're not going to want to continue their subscription. Things like Harry's or Dollar Shave Club razors. If you've got a year's worth of razor blades, you're going to cancel your subscription. Getting the subscriber to use it or maybe even give it away is one of the keys. Or what about publications? If you're not reading the publication, you're going to start feeling bad about having it show up at your house or your office. And you're not going to want to subscribe or renew your subscription anymore because just not something you're reading. Or for curation type businesses, if you're not consuming the personal finance information and using any of it, you're probably going to allow that to cancel. For SaaS businesses, this is actually a topic that I've had 3 conversations with SaaS businesses just this week, one of which is a business that's within the S&P 500. And getting subscribers to actually use the software is so much a bigger problem than simply getting them to sign up. Or for those app-first subscriptions, having subscribers actually, once they download the app, they actually got to open the app. They got to log in, start a subscription, and then actually start using the app in order to actually want to continue subscribing. So all models of the subscription business share this common challenge, which is getting subscribers to engage in your subscription so that they can actually use it, benefit from what you're providing, and have some interest in retaining their subscription. Talk about this a lot in my book, Retention Point. And within that book, there were 10 key retention accelerators that we talked about in that book. And there's actually 3 that correlate with this. And this is something that I've done a pretty detailed analysis and plan for with a more than $100 million subscription business last week. I've worked with 3 of my clients in the last 2 weeks just on this topic. So that's why I thought it would be so valuable to record this YouTube video for you today. But the 3 principles that we talk about in Retention Point, the Retention Point accelerators, are first, begin by promoting the end. Give your subscriber an idea of what they have to look forward to, what the end product of this task is, what they're trying to do, before you get them to start. So many times, I can't tell you how many apps or SaaS products I look at, and the subscriber onboarding involves uploading their profile and filling out their name and all these particular details and photos. And I get, you built a community, you built a forum, you want people to use it, and so you're going to do everything you can to get them to use it. But really that's more your goal than it is theirs, and it's really just a list of tasks for them to accomplish. And it's important that you recognize that your subscribers don't need a new job. They don't need something to do. They're already busy, they're already overwhelmed, and they were interested in trying your subscription. And if they can identify within a few minutes that you're not for them, one less thing they ever have to worry about in their life. They can move on and focus on other things, buying other products besides yours. And that's why it's so focused to really think in terms of where you are trying to get your subscriber, what the outcome is that your subscriber is trying to accomplish, and promote that within your subscription business. I've got several examples that I'm going to show you. Also, you're going to get the opportunity to get this book for free, but more about that in just a moment. The second of the 10 principles that this really focuses on is lead, don't teach. So many subscription businesses get into this, hey, here are all the things to do. This is how this works. And they give this tour. And instead, it's all about inspiring them to become a better version of themselves. And focus some time and attention on that so that you can help them want to move forward. And then finally, the third principle is it's always about them. It's not about your goals. It's not about your subscription. Remember, your problems are not your subscribers' problem. And instead, your subscribers' problems are your problem. It's best to understand what the problems your subscriber is facing, how your subscription solves that problem, regardless of which model you're using, and be able to help your subscriber understand how you deliver that solution very, very quickly. Also, giving them an incremental step that allows them to help ease that problem quickly. Some people call this a quick win. Some call it a customer success, helps put them on the road. Irregardless, what you are looking for isn't to get a customer success. That may be an important step, but what you're looking to do is create a habit, something that they cannot live without. Reading your publication once is not success. Implementing one thing, updating their profile photo within your app is not a success. That's simply just a task that they're able to tick off and move on to the next task where they decide whether or not they want to do it. What you are doing when you're doing this successfully is helping them form new habits. Part of that may involve giving up other habits and embracing the habits you're looking to create. But the key is understanding them and their problems. I've got quite a few examples that I want to show you of how this works. One of the key principles we talk about within Retention Point is this Netflix streaming and the hooked episode. What you have here is a graphic which shows you the several of the Netflix series and the Netflix data. Now, the Netflix data, you can see across the bottom here, Orange is the New Black is 732 minutes long. And there is made up of 12 episodes. Each of those cubes is an episode. And you can see that the gold episode is the third cube. And what Netflix found is that the hooked episode, or the third episode in Orange is the New Black, is actually the episode at which at least 70% of the viewers who see that third episode will finish the entire season. Now, there's a whole even more viewers who watch the first one but never see the second. There's a whole bunch that watch the second and never see the third. But the number of viewers, when they get to that third episode, 70% of them are going to watch all the way through the end. You can see here for House of Cards, it's 669 minutes long, and that hooked episode was the third episode as well, whereas The Walking Dead, the second episode was the hooked episode. And so what they really analyze here at Netflix is, what are the What's going on in that show? How has that show been written so that you could try to get more of your viewers hooked on a streaming series? Is there a big plot twist? Did they introduce you to a new character? Is there an ensemble cast where you're meeting many characters? Was there a love interest? Was there a piece of action? What was it, or big reveal? What was it that really got so many of the viewers hooked? And this is the real key with your subscription business, because you probably have seen subscribers that love your subscription so much, you couldn't get rid of them even if you wanted to. They're buying your products, they're hyperactive, they want what you have. They would buy a lifetime or a 10-year membership because they love you so much. And they really see themselves spending their life with you and the subscription that you deliver. And yet you do very little in order to create more of those. It kind of happens by mistake. And really what I want to challenge you to think about is, how can we create more of those rabid subscribers that are so excited about you that you couldn't get rid of them if you wanted to? And that's really the message of Retention Point, was all about how to create those rabid subscribers. And really one of the key ways of doing it is within the first few days or hours or weeks of your subscription. Really one of the early inspirations of this idea for me was Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps. And my wife and I, when we got married, were in tremendous debt. And we owed more than we made in a year. And my goodness, I understand the pressure that somebody faces when they feel overwhelmed. And here with Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps, he breaks these things down into outcomes that seem very reasonable and easy enough to follow. You notice at the step 7, it's build wealth and give, and that really feels pretty good. But even step 1, $1,000 in an emergency fund, heck, I remember when my wife and I didn't have $10 in our checking account within the day after we got paid, because we wrote checks to all minimum payments out of our credit card payments. We paid our electricity, and we had literally, we did not have $10. So to be able to go and have $1,000 in an emergency fund to cover things that might come up sounds fabulous. Step 2, pay off all debts with the debt snowball. Step 3, 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings. And really one of the key things that it's very, very important to recognize, and this is one of the things that is most difficult for people to recognize when they are creating this for themselves within their business and for their subscribers, that these steps are not things to do. They are outcomes of the things to do. They are what you will have after you create this. So each one of these is a little bit of a promise, as an outcome. It's a dream of what you'll get when you do this step. And most everybody step 1 would be create a budget with your spouse and negotiate what you're going to spend your money on every month, and then keep to that budget. But that would be ugly. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to do that. But what they want is to have $1,000 in an emergency fund. They want to get to step 2, which is to pay off all the debt. And really they want to get all the way to step 7, build wealth and give. And that, so that you're not pushing in their face the ugly things to do, the work, the tasks, update your profile, post a welcome message on the forum. You're not doing all that nonsense. You are instead showing them the outcome of what they're going to get when they engage in your product, and how they get a sense of how that's going to help make them feel because of what this is going to do. Here's an example that I created almost 10 years ago for the Automotive Training Institute. And here is, this is for auto repair shop owners, guys who fix cars. And this is a 30-month coaching program that, you can see here helps them go from, getting started to, in the end, enjoying the ride, working on your business. You can kind of see the end is owner gets out of the day-to-day shop operations in favor of monitoring the numbers along with weekly and monthly activities. So, this is for somebody who is currently twisting the wrenches, working in a auto repair shop, this whole idea that within just 25 to 30 months, they could be enjoying their ride. An absentee owner, not twisting wrenches, is a pretty big outcome and a pretty nice goal. And it helps them focus. The first thing is fix your margins so your revenue generates the profits your business needs. And that's, months 1 through 3. What Auto Training Institute figured out is most auto repair shops don't charge enough. They are, undercharging, and so increasing even though they might want more customers, increasing their number of customers only speeds the rate at which they lose money. So we got to focus first on margins and help them price correctly. Second, the next is car count. Getting more customers, that's putting wheels on the chassis. And for them, for Auto Training Institute, I used a classic car build as kind of the graphics, the analogy, so they could kind of see how this comes together. The third step is building the team and the folks that are actually doing the work. The fourth step is all about the managers and getting them overseeing the business. The next step is all about the numbers and metrics and the dashboard and getting all of that. And then finally, enjoying the ride, working on the business. Another key example that I created was for CEO Warrior, who works with like a plumber or electrician, home services businesses. And it shows home services businesses, number one, how to be profitable one truck at a time. If you're out, you're getting calls for plumbing work, you're going to the person's home, you're analyzing what they need, you're selling it, you're delivering it, you're trying to bill, you're trying to market, you're trying to do everything and do the repairs. It's easy to become overwhelmed. Where what CEO Warrior teaches a home services business is how to be profitable one truck at a time. Build your business with a 20% profit margin by implementing systems. And so, for a guy who's doing this and on the truck, being profitable is very, very enticing. Next, they can see, even though, and for many, that's all they ever care about when they join. But then when they start joining, becoming more profitable, seeing that they could multiply their trucks, and you can kind of see the guy is now not on the road. He doesn't have his tool belt. He's got the trucks kind of behind him in his own little office where he sits, presumably. And then the third step is you've got a whole team and managers in place that are taking care of your business. So you can kind of see out that window. He's got some trucks back there, and so his empire is growing. And then the fourth, you really have a picture of the empire. You got our hero there. He has got his arms crossed. He has got the whole team behind him, and he is doing really well. And then the fifth, he's dominating business and life. He's there with his wife and family out on the beach. He's enjoying himself, and he doesn't have to be into the day-to-day business. How does your subscription really change the life of your subscriber? Here's another simple example that we created for Perry Marshall. This is in his book, Detox, Declutter, and Dominate. And it talks about this within the book, but I really wanted to make it pretty emphatic and clear. So we put his steps on the back of the book. It's how to grow your business 4x faster by eliminating 80% of your wasted efforts. If you're selling a SaaS product, How does your product transform that business? How does it transform their life and change what they're doing? I work with businesses that teach their subscribers how to play golf, or teach them how to invest, or teach them how to play tennis. And it's all the same. What is the big outcome that you're promising, and what are the steps? It's going to be difficult to learn how to play tennis. Almost as difficult as learning how to play golf, and almost as difficult as learning how to be an investor. Each of these are skills, and it's equally difficult to figure out how to use your SaaS product. That's a skill. And even understanding the systems that have to come together in order to use that require the subscriber to follow certain steps in order to get that outcome. And oh my gosh, one of the steps does not need to be updating their photo of the profile, or introducing themselves on your forum. Instead, focus on the outcomes that are going to have the biggest impact on your subscriber's life, that they are going to, number one, have a positive impact, and be the single fastest way that they can experience success using your subscription business, and put them on the road so that they are experiencing success on an ongoing basis through your subscription business. If this has been helpful, subscribe to the video, like it. We'd love to have you. And if you learned anything that you didn't know already, and you like this, then you're really going to love my book, The 9 Proven Models for Subscription Growth. You can grab a copy of this book on Amazon, or you can get it for free by going to 9provenmodels.com. That's 9, the numeral 9, provenmodels.com, and you can download a copy of this book for free, and you can see the different models for subscriptions, and not only how each of the models, and what they are, but more importantly, each model's 4 growth drivers, the drivers of offer, how to maximize subscriber acquisition, pricing, how to price your subscription in order to maximize retention while also generating the most revenue for what you're delivering, the value you're delivering. Next, retention. What's the psychology? What's really behind keeping your subscribers? And then finally, lifetime value. What is going to maximize the value of those subscribers to you and your subscription business? I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, be unleavable.